Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, my life. I've just undone that. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. Wow. Okay. That was an explosive start. Cool. Today, let me get the game sound and loaded and ready to go. We are playing Orwell. Now, I actually have already played this. Thank you for the bless you. I have already played this. As you can see, I've played it twice. This one is incomplete. This one is very much complete as of about 9 o'clock last night, or 10 o'clock last night. I can't quite remember. Literally, as soon as I finished a playthrough of this game, I went, holy crap, I need to play this again. Because a couple of things happened that I genuinely was not expecting. They came pretty out of left field. I'm not going to say more than that because I don't know if we're going to get them this time. But yeah, so also the nice thing now is because I've already gone through the story a bit, I'm hoping I'll be able to do a complete playthrough of this before I need to go jump into Eve for fleet stuff. So, whole premise of Orwell is, as you can see here, it looks like you log into a computer, your work is a contribution to safety. It is literally a kind of government-based surveillance, tracking thing. And there's an area called the Nation, which is where we're tracking the people using okay, we use Orwell to track people of the Nation, but we ourselves, as what's called the investigator, are not part of the Nation, if that makes sense. It's a bit papers pleasy in that way, if that makes sense. We're going to start with an empty profile. Congratulations, you have been selected for the Orwell test phase. Please create a profile. Select a profile picture. Now, I picked this one last time, and the last 2 times I've played it actually, so let's go with her this time. She actually kind of looks quite like me. She's still going to be named Elinari though. So, there we go. Yeah, you are one of 165,119 accepted applicants. That might be people who played the game, not sure. You may now enter your email address for updates and Basically, it's just updates about the game. There is a season 2 of Orwell coming soon because this is it was released as episodic content last year, and basically a second season of the content is currently in development, and I'm really looking forward to it. I am aware that my actions may severely impact the lives of citizens of the nation. I will work thoroughly and judge objectively in the best of my belief. While working, I will adhere to the laws and jurisdiction of the nation. This bit right here. Oh boy. Thank you for ensuring the safety of the nation's people. Your registration is now complete. And logging in. Welcome to Orwell, an explosive start, literally. I just thought I may need to up the audio because I turned it down quite a bit yesterday. There we go. Call me Symes. I will be your advisor on Orwell. Together we will form both the first and the last line of defence against terrorism. From the test phase, you are one of the first people to try out the Orwell system under real circumstances. Selected from thousands of applicants from across the globe. Aren't I lucky? Normally congratulations would be in order, but as you can see from that footage, there's been an incident. So let's get started. I've activated the reader tool for you. That is still really quiet. Its purpose is storing bookmarks to online websites and documents for easy access and to highlight when there is new information to be investigated. First, I want you to be informed of the situation. Our leading newspaper, the National Beholder, will bring you up to speed. However, there we go. That's a bit better. Let me know if it gets a bit too loud. So you have the reader, the listener, and the insider. You don't need to worry about these last two yet. Reader. Headlines of the National Beholder. Feel free to browse the National Beholder. I've activated the profiler. Open the unknown person file once you're done. I'll get back to this relationship thing in a minute. So, literally you treat it like a website. This is a news website, so you have various news articles that you can go through. So you can literally go through and read any of them, whether it's relevant or not. So, Shooting of the Grey Shadows sagas finalised. Nah, I can't speak today. 100 Grey Shadows. There we go. What's the other ones in the trilogy called? A Grey Shadow and Another Grey Shadow. So it's a play on 50 Shades of Grey, basically. Triflith is like a neighbouring nation, I guess. Stuff is going wrong there. Don't need to worry about that for the purposes of the game. April 13th, 2017, you'll notice. Detonation destroys the Freedom Memorial in Bonton. 3 people killed, 5 severely injured. Terrorist ambition suspected as a mysterious letter reaches authorities. Yeah, okay. Approximately 7:50 on Wednesday evening, an explosive device detonated in the Freedom Plaza in Bonton. According to official police reports, 3 people were killed, at least 5 bystanders were severely wounded. The Freedom Memorial was nearly completely destroyed. Police forces closed off the area immediately. Experts believe the attack was an act of terror, with police confirming that the explosive device was homemade and triggered from a short distance away using a cell phone signal. Police reports also confirm that several hours earlier, an anonymous letter containing the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song Die Gedanken sind frei, The Thoughts Are Free, had reached local authorities. I will massacre everything German in this game, I'm afraid, because it's one of the languages I've never learned. Prime Minister Blaine immediately issued a public press statement firmly condemning the assault and put the nation on high alert until the perpetrators have been brought to justice. So now we have unknown person. So Symes going to tell us, thank you. The profiler holds all known information on those who investigate. The file you have opened for is for our main suspect. The blue-haired woman that the CCTV footage shows before the assault is no stranger to the police. Take a look at the arrest record. So this means we've got new information. Here we go. See, it says there's still something unread on the National Beholder. Probably this. So literally you go through, and there we go. Everything you've read in the National Beholder is now cleared. Cassandra Watergate. The highlighted elements in the record are pieces of data that are able to be extracted. We call them data chunks. Hovering over them will reveal their relevance to the case and any connections or information it may influence. Drag and drop them into this. Okay, so we have unknown person, who is now Cassandra Watergate. There we go. We have a picture for her. Very good. Pictures and names are crucial information for Orwell to identify a person. Information in documents can only become a data chunk when it can be clearly assigned to a target person. Add the reason for her prior arrest. Okay. So you can hover over it. It'll tell you whose profile it belongs on, and it will tell you what entry it's going to add to their record on Orwell. So we're just going to see she was previously charged for assaulting a police officer. With the data you extracted, a new document can now be accessed. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe in coincidence? I do not. Find data revealing where she attacked the police officer and you'll see what I mean. Aha. Suspect was arrested on site. Hang on, my TV is about to turn itself off. That's not helpful. There we go. Suspect was arrested on site after Officer Franklin had been struck by an unknown object and became unresponsive. Protesters at the origin of the assault were forcibly moved, where the suspect was found kneeling and weeping on the ground. When asked to lay on the ground with their hands behind her back, the suspect cooperated immediately. Okay. An old National Beholder. There you go, from July the previous year. Woman allegedly injured a police officer 2 weeks ago, remains in custody. Trial scheduled for August. Case that keeps the media and the public guessing. Cassandra W., pictured above, who had allegedly injured a police officer severely 2 weeks ago, is still being held in police custody. The young woman is accused of having hit the victim's head with a large brick. The incident occurred during a rampage at the Freedom Plaza as part of a demonstration against the newest amendments to the government model project, the Safety Bill. So anything's highlighted blue, but there we go. This is what Symes was hinting at, the fact that she supposedly assaulted a police officer at Freedom Plaza. The exact same location as the assault, then she turns up right there before the explosion. Surely not a coincidence. As you know, Miss Watergate is still running around freely. We should find out why. We should also gather more background information on her. I want to know who we're really dealing with. So, due to the chaotic nature of the scene, police have not yet been able to connect the crime to the accused. Cassandra W., who is an artist by profession. There we go, so we know what her occupation is. And we found a related document. Oh yes, one who does street art by blowing memorials to pieces by any chance? Dun dun dun. You found another document. Before we go on, let's clarify your job and how it affects mine, shall we? Browser does need an ad block. You have extracted all the info I already knew about Miss Watergate. Starting now, I'm going into this case blind. The Orwell Ethical Codex dictates that investigators, like yourselves, are the only ones allowed to access the documents of target persons. Advisors like me only get to see the data provided by the investigators. We will then draw conclusions and request action. So basically, Symes has nothing until I give it to him. And then they can act on it. Your primary job is to provide information you deem important. Never give away incorrect or misleading data. You may hit disable on a data chunk you do not want to pass on to Orwell. However, some data chunks might be necessary to progress on the case. Cool. So now we've got Cassandra's website. So we have a different portrait for her, and it will just replace the old one. I'm Cassie, a colourful inhabitant of Wonderland right behind the rainbow. So that wants to tell Orwell that she lives in Wonderland right behind the rainbow. Let's disable that, because that does not seem like a useful piece of information. I quit my dull day job to focus on my art. I finally found the courage to quit my dull day job and focus on my art career. Well, that might be useful. Interesting, we should find out what the job was. Find blah 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 blah. See something you like? Why, of course you do, because it's awesome. Leave a message on my UTEL account, which is kind of like an instant messenger service, a chat handle. There we go. This will allow us to overhear any conversation on that account. Big Brother well and truly active. The listener has now been unlocked. New conversations will appear whenever they are started. So now we have access to the listener. So, kind of mediocre artwork of her cat. The Beauty is Me. I was never sure about the title too. The Businessman's Forgotten Daughter. I'll leave that because we find out more. A Christmas present for my darling. So we know she's in a relationship. So we don't know her date of birth, although from her UTEL account we can assume it was 1992. We don't have an address for her yet. And that's about all that particular thing is going to tell us. Wait, there is something else on there. Ah, wait, no, I think we do need the Businessman's Forgotten Daughter thing. Ah, something's happening on the listener. A chat session. Hey you. Hey Josie. It literally simulates the fact that someone's typing, so it takes time between things. It's pretty cool. Can't seem to find my credit card. I assume you took it, right? You got me, Sherlock. I'm in the middle of buying all of Bonton with that platinum card I lifted from your desk. Can't stop me now. Well, luckily for you, I don't mind going on a splurge, as long as you pick up some wine for dinner. Wine for dinner? Wine to go with dinner, I'd hope. Wine, what does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-round badass, have in mind this time? So, by uploading this, we will create a profile for Joseph Langley. And it will update Cassandra's profile with the fact that she has an attorney. This is America, so not really. Well, American base is not really surprising. You now have a profile for a related person. It can be accessed via the profiler. So you literally start getting a web of people. Data chunks will only appear for targeted persons and can only be extracted into their relevant profiles. Wine, what does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-round badass, have in mind this time? Probs just a business call from one of his favourite clients. Actually, yes, that is exactly what's going to happen. Very serious business, Cassandra. I thought as much. Guess I better pick up shitloads of wine. You'll have to get this client of yours pretty buzzed to handle all that business. One bottle should be fine. She's a lightweight. Oh, ha ha. Oh, whatever. I guess I shouldn't pick up some of those party pills from Big Pharma, aka my parents, then. One related document found. Watergate, pharma entrepreneurs, that does ring a bell. Oh, come on, I was only teasing. Speaking of your parents, when are you going to tell them about us? Yeah, maybe. Gotta go now. Text you later. So that's unlocked something new in here. Procedure closing raises manipulation suspicions. Oh, hello, Mr. Langley. Investigation into the malicious injury of a police officer has been dropped due to lack of evidence. So, now we have Joseph Langley. Joseph Langley. Orwell informs me you've encountered conflicted data chunks. Whenever the content of two data chunks are at odds with each other, these will be shown as conflicted. When you extract one of the data chunks containing a conflict, the others will become immediately invalid. I'd highly recommend that you clarify the context of them. Once the information is passed, you can't reverse your choice. Basically, whenever you upload something to Orwell, you can't take it out. Oh, let me just change where I'm sitting because my leg is going dead. So this says there's a conflict with the case being closed due to lack of evidence. If you hover over it, then you can go, well, show me what the conflict is. Is that the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome in her favour. So it depends if we say that her parents resolved, it says there, I think it should be resorted, to illegal means to close the target person's criminal case, or the case is closed due to lack of evidence. I'm gonna not implicate her parents this time. Oh, that's Joseph Langley's profile. I need it on Cassandra's. This is what I figured. It's pity the CCTV feed did not actually help. Maybe it will today. So, and then Watergate Pharmaceuticals. Enriches lives, the Metherin Blue. Yep. Antidepressants, it's basically just renamed for like typical pharma stuff that we get. So then you literally, like a website, you just navigate through it and see what you can find. Blah 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 blah. Has been in the hands of the Watergate family, owning and managing the firm since its foundation in 1931. Bruno Watergate, grandson of the father. Alice Watergate, head of research department. Hello, Cassandra Watergate, junior COO. Alice and Bruno's daughter, Cassandra. I mean, you don't need to create the profiles for her parents, but there we go. So, she was a junior COO of Watergate Pharmaceuticals. Is that relevant? Being an Anna junior COO seems quite odd. She also mentioned she'd quit a dull job, didn't she? There we go. We can also change her profile picture if we want to. Documents you've already reviewed may be updated from time to time as events unfold. The reader will notify you when that happens. National Beholder just published a new article. You may want to take a look at it. Yeah, we can update her photo, but she's got blue hair now, so I like that. So there's other parts of Watergate that we haven't looked at yet, so this isn't really telling me anything. Oh, wait. There we go. Company, products, jobs. Currently looking for positions. We are urgently looking for a COO to replace the retired, formerly appointed predecessor. So she was the COO. This is probably what she went about quitting her job. Good job. Currently, I'm thinking how Miss Watergate underwent quite a radical change, don't you agree? Well, she went from blue hair to blonde hair and quit her parents' company, so... and then it's standard job offer stuff. Okay, so National Beholder is updated with some more headlines. Crime rates continue to drop. This is the one we've read before. Is this got more information on it? No. Okay, so we can go back and now we can see that crime rates continue to drop, supposedly, says Ms. Delacroix, Ministry of Security. So you can go see even like embedded links in here. You can just click and go, yep, let's go look at the safety bill. Page's peacekeeping mission. Spoiler, you don't need to worry about any of this right now. You can just see who the people of the nation are. So Robert Blaine's the Prime Minister, Arthur Scott Gallagher is the Secretary of Economy and Trade, Catherine Delacroix is Security, and Peter Faulkner's Defence. Projects, which is what we looked at. Participate, become a part of the party. No. And positions, security, blah 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 blah. We actually don't need to know that yet. Timelines is this game's equivalent of Facebook. So look, we can update her profile picture again if we want, with one sticking her tongue out. So we now have a birthday for her. It is indeed 1992, as we suspected. Interests: art, music, and activism. Let's go for that. What a lineup. See, sometimes comments are useful, sometimes just not. So she likes Alice in Wonderland and her cat. First day in freedom, far away from the shackles of Watergate farmer. I'm not daddy's little girl anymore, despise puppets of the state. Opposes the government vehemently. Sure. Met who? Okay. So she has a broken friendship with someone called Mary Bly. See, okay, there's a conflict with an unknown data chunk because we haven't found the document it relates to yet. So there's not really anything we can do with that now because we don't know if that's correct or not. Cassandra is in a relationship with Joseph Langley. Let's update that, shall we? She's in a relationship with her lawyer. Interesting stuff. The Beholder actually wrote about me for being freaking redeemed to this shit. Cool. Case closed, and all this. More people. Here we go. So there we go. Concert was amazing, so amazing that I just had to give my hair a little makeover. So without further ado, how do you like it? This is when she went blue hair. Cassie's gone punk. Did Mommy and Daddy agree with that? You also need a new name then. What about Cassathis? Cassandra shall be known to the world as Cassathis. So this says that Cassathis is now an alias for her, and it was someone called Juliet Carrington who suggested it to her. Now we know that chat handles and things are really useful, so any kind of alias that she goes by will probably help us track her. You know people on the web, so many names, so many identities. It's always good to record every alias, then we can match data chunks to target persons. There we go. That's the Spirit Kiddo. Now I'd like to invite you to our little activist group, if you want to join us. It would be nice to have you with us for the protest on the Freedom Plaza on Friday. So there we go. Now we have a profile for a Harrison O'Donnell. Oh, something coming in on listener. It's complaining about a band. Mary, my best friend of all times. So this is the conflict that we didn't have earlier. So at the moment, do we need to know that her best friend was Mary? We're not sure. So I'm going to leave it because we can always come back to it. Another incoming chat session with Joseph Langley, her lawyer/boyfriend. Did you hear about the Freedom Plaza bombing? Yeah, don't remind me. You know I have a history with that place. Dum dum dum. Typing. already effing me up enough that I have to catch a bus from there every day. Too many bad memories, and now I was there just moments before this happened. I should never have gone to that damn protest. Darling, you don't need to justify yourself to anybody, especially not to me. I was so happy when Goldfells accepted me into thought. That seems relevant. I just really wanted to go to prove my worth to the cause. An activist group called Thought, interesting. Maybe that's what influenced her, and who's Goldfells? We should find something that shows her current attitude and see if we're following the right person. Think of it this way, if you'd not have gone to the protest, then you would not have been wrongfully indicted and would never have met. Yeah, and I would not have been called a terrorist in all the papers. You're not a terrorist, okay? Ain't I? You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ka-ching. Okay. Was that supposed to be my credit card in a cash register? Something like that. I hope you like, Chateau Margaux. Great, so you've decided to bankrupt me. Or Margaux, maybe. Yes, sir. Always ready to pull the money out of innocent pockets. So she's basically stealing money from her lawyer. Also her boyfriend. That's low. Anyway, I got the good stuff. Now I'm headed to my handsome boyfriend Joseph for dinner. You know this is going to go badly. Here's the thing. I've got an important appointment tonight. It's surprisingly out of schedule and I can't postpone it. I like the fact that it changes her typing style as well, as if it was actually she's just so annoyed that she's now typing wrong. I'm very sorry darling, we'll see each other tomorrow. You always have an appointment here, appointment there, appointment everywhere. How can you constantly, including typos, it's brilliant. Please just calm down. Have you taken your Methorin? Yes, damn it. So she's on antidepressants. I know what Methorin is, we can look it up in a minute. Is the only thing that matters to you that I'm on happy pills all day? It's nothing like that. You know it. I keep my mouth shut whenever you leave me hanging. If I don't show up at this appointment, I risk losing a very important client. Fine. Don't you understand that? I totally understand. Don't you risk losing that very important client of yours. Don't be like that. I get it. I guess I'm just not an important client anymore. Ugh, this typical lover's tiff. Going home now in case I'm getting up on that priority list of yours anytime soon. Please. And then she dials off. God damn it. So, hello, we have a website for Thought. So, if you go in here as well, it tells you what this is. Assess Cassandra's attitude towards the assault or violence in general. So, the product section has been lit up for us because this is Methorin. Let's scroll down. Methorin is an antidepressant. Boop. So she's on the antidepressant Methorin. She might be emotionally unstable if she's reliant on medication. Might be. Okay, so now we have this group called Thought.